Right? So that's a residential status. So we have to concentrate on this problem also. We can expect 5 mark questions. So from this chapter, so you have to again recollect what are all the rules we have to follow to identify the residence status of the individual. Right? Okay. Now we can. So now we can move on the next slide. Right. So before enter into the residence status, we can remember certain points it related to the residence status. So from this income received in India and income accrued in India, so is taxable to all the three kinds of people. That means ordinary resident, not ordinary resident, non-residents. So what are these categories? Whatever either he is in resident or non-resident, or either he is in ordinary resident or not ordinary residents. So in this case, if any income received in India or it's accrued in India, that should be taxable irrespective of the residency status of the individual. So all the three kinds of people should pay the tax for particular income. Next, so other point that is opposite things. The past untaxed profits or income so brought to India during the current previous year, it is not taxable. Okay, so two extreme points. One is taxable to all, one is not taxable to all. So this income, if it is any positive untaxed profits or income, it is brought to India during the current previous year, that income is not taxable to all the peoples, all the category of peoples. Okay, next, move on the next slide. Okay, now this is a tax systems prevailing in India. So the tax system, the tax levying on the individual or the person, it is categorized into two parts. One is direct tax and another one is indirect tax. So the tax we can say is one is a direct tax, another one is an indirect tax. Okay, right. So the direct tax, that it means, so the tax is directly imposed on individuals, and the incidence of the tax, the person needs to know how much amount of the tax is payable. So that person is directly paid to the income tax department, that is called the direct tax. It is a direct tax directly imposed on the particular taxpayer. So first one is income tax. IT means income tax. So corporate tax or company tax. Then in addition to the corporate tax of the 30%, so every company have to pay dividend tax. So the dividend tax is a 10%. So the dividend payable to the shareholders, for that amount also the company have to pay dividend tax. Next one is capital gains tax. Next one is wealth tax, and another one is estate duty or inheritance duty or death tax. Okay, so if this is the person's this is the person's property, for that property you have to pay the tax. So wealth tax means above 15 lakhs property we have to pay the tax of 1%. So for estate duty or inheritance duty or death duty, so both are the same only. Okay, so these are all the tax, we can call it as a direct tax. So the tax amount directly imposed on the taxpayer. So you know very well about how much amount of the tax payable to the income tax department, that is called direct tax. Okay. Then another tax. So indirect tax. Another one is indirect tax. So the indirect tax, it means there is a three kinds of indirect tax are there. The first one is central excise duty, and the next one is customs duty, and the third one is goods and service tax. So GST. So this tax imposed on the certain manufacturer. That manufacturer he directly their tax burden shifted to another next persons. So that is called indirect tax. So that the taxpayer is not directly paying the tax to the income tax department. The tax amount is collected from the next person, that amount only paying to the income tax department. So take for example, so goods and service tax. So goods and service tax imposed on the that particular seller. The seller is paying the tax, but he is not paying from the tax from his own pocket. He is paying the amount collected from the customers. The goods sold in the market, that amount is including of the tax. So that amount, the tax amount, it is ultimately it is chargeable to the ultimate end users. That is called indirect tax. So the direct tax and indirect tax, these are all the points will be remembered in all ways. So in some, suppose in a 2 mark question they are asking about what is direct tax and what is indirect tax. So you can clearly telling about the there's examples and also the meaning of these things. Okay, so this is the points you have to remember. Okay, what you studied in the previous slides, and we can go to the previous slides. So the first category, so the points to be remember, what is the points you have to remember. So if any income is received in India, or any income is accrued means it's a gain or accrued in India, so accrued in the particular period, but it is later on it is paid or received, so that all the amount, all the income should be payable to all kinds of the people, irrespective of the residency status of the particular individual: ordinary resident, not ordinary resident, non-resident. And the next point, that is an opposite of these things. So any past untaxed profits or income from the outside countries, that amount so brought to bring into India during the current previous year, it is not taxable to any kind of the people, either it's ordinary resident or not ordinary resident, non-resident. So when you go for work out the problem, we can understand these things. Okay, right. So in the last class, I have given you 5 points. That points you have to remember in nowadays. That is means that's agricultural income, not taxable. Dividend from Indian company, not taxable. So in share from the Hindu undivided family, share from the partnership firms. So these are all the income is under the exempted, that exempted section under section 10. Okay, under section 10, that is all exempted income. That our income is not taxable. Not taxable means that is exempted from the payment of the tax. So this is the some points and 3 points you have to remember. Right. Again, we can go with the residential status. So I will take it from the previous questions. In the November 2012, in the previous question, November 2012, the question is asked under the category of residential status. So the residential status in this problem, they're asking about the residential status. You have to work out the problem. So here and for the assessment year, so it is clearly mentioning in the questions 2020, 2021. So this is the assessment year. For this assessment year, you have to calculate. So residential status of Mr. A. So A comes to India for the first time. So that it means he's a foreigner. So he comes to India for the first time in August 2014. So August 2014 only he come to the India. Before that, he all the years, in all the days, he was in foreign only. He is a foreign citizen, right? Okay, from this you can understand the first line. And the next one, you can move on. The next one, during his stay in India. So during his stay in India, up to 30th December 2019. So he come to India on 2014. So from the 2014 to 2019, so nearly 5 years is in India only. He was in India only, right? Okay. So he stayed for the first 8 months in Bombay. So Bombay is within India only, and thereafter in Chennai. So Chennai also within India only. So we can understood that. So a person come to India, he is a foreigner. See the first time. So 2014, August 2014. From the August 2014 into then 30th December 2019. So that it means the previous assessment, in the previous year for the assessment year 2020-21, so he stayed in India. Now we have to calculate what is his residential status for the assessment year 2021. So if you understand the problem, so we can move on, so we can work out the problem, right? So so we have to say what is the residential status. The answer will be only any possibility of 3 questions. So 3 answers. There is a 3 possibilities. Either he is an ordinary resident, or non-resident, or not ordinary resident. So this is the possibility of the answer. Right now we have to go for one the next slide. Okay, next slide you have to work out the problem. Okay, slide will not escape. Right. So okay, this is the problem. Right. So this is the problem. And next slide I will list out. So this is the assessment year. With the assessment year, I can find out what is the previous year. So if it is an assessment year 2020 means 20 to 21 means the previous year, that means 2019 to 2020. So this is a previous year, right? So now we can check the basic conditions and also the additional conditions. So now basic conditions 1. So basic condition 1, it means during the previous year he has to stay in India 182 days or more. 182 days or more in the previous year. Now I can list out. So the, what are all the years he is staying in India, right? So from the 2014 to 2019, up to this period, he is in India only. Up to this period, he is in India only, right? Okay. Then now we can. So that previous year 2019 to 2020, September 2019 up to September 2019, 30th of September 2019 is in India only. So 13th of September 2019, it is falls on the previous year, right? The previous year it is start with 1st April 2019. 1st April is the capital. April 2019 to 31st March 2020. This is a previous year date. Okay, 30th September, it is falls on the previous year. Now we have to check it the previous year, how many days he is staying in India. In the previous year, how many days he is staying in India, that we have to calculate. Okay, up to 13th September only he is in India. That it means 1st April to 1st April 2019 to 19 to 13th September 2019. So these two dates it falls on the previous year only. So with these two dates, what are all the how many days he was in India? So that you have to calculate. So April 30 days. In the April he is in India. That day is 30 days. Then you have to add. It's May 31 days. 31 days. So we have to plus April, May, June 30 days. June 30 days. Then plus July. You have to calculate 31 days. July you have to calculate 31 days. Add August. That August also. This is on 31 days. August also 31 days. August plus September up to 13th day. So September full days. September 30 days is in India only. Now we have to totaling on the all the days. So if it is 182 days means he is satisfying the basic condition is 1, right? So now we have to plus 30 days, 31 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 into 3. So 6 into 3. 180 plus 2 days, 182 days. So exactly it's satisfying 182 days in India during the previous year. During the previous year. Yes, okay, now we have it is falls on the 13th September means 13th September. You can assume that that day also is in India only, right? The 1st April also you can including of that day. So that day also he is staying in India only. Okay, so April, May, June, July, August, September. Okay, September. That's a 6 months period. 6 months period. He was in India only. So 6 months period. So July and August 31 days. May also 31 days. So including of these 2 days. So we can during the previous year he was in India. So he is satisfying. So he satisfied. He satisfied basic condition 1. Satisfied basic condition 1. Basic condition 1. Okay. Okay. Basic condition 1 is satisfied. Is satisfied. 82 days. It is understood. So total, check the total of the number of days. Check the total of number of days. Okay, 6 into 3, 180 plus or 3 days, 183 days. Yeah, 183 days. 183 days. Okay, whatever it may be, including of the both the days. So he is satisfying the basic conditions 1. Right. So now we can move on the next one. So now we have to move on the checking of this. So for our rules for resident status, So the person has to satisfy any one basic conditions, any one basic condition. So basic condition one is satisfied. So then you can need not go for and checking of the basic condition two. Now we can go for and checking of additional conditions one, and also additional condition two you have to satisfy, right? So before that we have to understand that what is an additional condition is one. So in the additional condition, so during the 10 previous years, 10 out of 10 previous year, 2 previous year, he must be resident in India. So what is a resident rules? Residential rules. Resident rules is satisfying any one basic condition. Satisfying any one basic condition. Any one basic condition. Basic condition is called resident. What is resident? Resident in the sense satisfying of any one basic condition is called resident. So here we have to take 10 previous years. 10 previous years. So 10 previous year you need not take. We can't take 10 previous years. So here we staying in India. Staying in India. We stayed in India only August 2014 only. So 2014 to 2019 only. So he was in India only. So 2014 August to 2020. So I have to list out the number of previous year. Okay, only up to 5 previous year. Up to 5 previous year only he is in India only. Okay, then it means, so here this full year he is in India 365 day, all the years, all the days of the year he is in India only. So 365 days. So he is satisfying. And the next one, that this year also he is in India 365 days. This year also he is in India 365 days. 365 days this is India. This year also he is in India 365 days. So that years we need not calculate as per our conditions. So 182 days he has to stay. So 182 days, 182 days. This year he is satisfied, and 2019-20 also he is satisfying 1 year. This is not audible. Okay. Right. So now we have to calculate. We have to checking of the residential status as per the additional conditions one. As per the additional conditions one. So that what is additional condition one is previous, out of 10 previous year, out of 10 previous years, 2 years, 2 years must be resident in India. 2 years must be resident in India. So what is a resident? The resident means satisfying any one basic condition. Satisfying any one basic condition is called resident. So any basic condition means, the basic condition means 182 days you must staying in India. 182 days staying in India. So 182 days, if you are checking up the 182 days, 182 days of the first condition. So the 10 previous years, 10 previous year, he stayed only a 5 previous year in the previous year. So 2 previous year you are checking up that 2018-19, 2017-18. So this previous year also the current previous year also he is in India only. So he is satisfying additional condition 1. He is satisfying additional condition 1. Okay, so additional condition 1 is satisfied. SATISFIED, satisfied. Okay, so out of 10 previous year, 2 years must be in resident means 182 days. 182 days. We are checking up the 182 days. 180 days in the 2 previous year he was in India, so he satisfied additional condition 1. So additional condition 1 is he satisfied additional condition 1. Right, now we can move on the additional condition 2. What is the additional condition 2? The additional condition 2 is, so additional condition 2 is, what is the additional condition is 2? So here he must be staying in India 7 previous years. In the 7 previous year, all the days put together 365 days. Sorry, 730 days. So 730 days he must be in India only. 730 days in India only. right? Now we can take the 7 previous years. So 7 previous year, he only staying only 6 years, 5 years, 6 years only in India. So that means in the 7 years, he need not require with the 2 years only. He also satisfied. He also satisfied. So 730 days. So 365 plus 365 days. So 2017, 18 and 18, 19 also. This whole year he is in India only. So he is satisfying. Satisfying that additional condition two also. Additional condition 2 is also satisfied him. Also satisfied. 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 So that it means 730 days. 730 days. 730 days. 730 days of 7 previous year is satisfied. 7 previous year satisfied. Satisfied. CATISFIED. Satisfied. Okay. So the rules only they are giving the 7 previous year. In the 7 previous year, he may be satisfying any 2 years. So any 2 years, that is called we can satisfy the additional condition 2. So in the 10 previous year, you need not checking up the all the 10 previous years. So our condition is any any 2 years, any 2 years in the 10 previous year, any 2 years he must be in resident. So here also the 7 previous year, you need not check all the 7 previous year. In the 7 previous means it any 2 years, in the any years you can take. In the any years if you are staying in India, so that 730 days it means he satisfying additional condition is 2. So then our answer will be the next slide, resident and ordinarily resident. Okay, so now here is if you are working out all the workings, all the working. So if you are working, we are calculating the previous year number of days, and the basic condition is verified, and checking out the previous condition, you can giving the answer of this first one. And also you are checking up the additional condition 1 and additional condition is 2, and you can arrive to the answer. He is satisfied, he is satisfied. Up to this much of workout, you will not get the full mark. So your final answer will be, so this is your final answer. If you are mentioning up this answer, you will get the full marks. Okay, the work, this all things are the working only. So your answer will be an so resident and ordinary resident. So now we can understood that whether so he is a foreigner also. If you foreigner